we have a very special guest. He really needs no introduction, Mr. Mark Chipman.
Well, I wanted to be chanting "Go Jets, go" too, but it wasn't going that way. Unfortunately, I was at the point in time that it was unwinding rapidly, and it was a really difficult time because I came into that meeting that day with very high expectation. That was a deadline day and despite our best efforts, and we raised a lot of money in a very short period of time and mobilized the community in a lot of ways. I thought that's what was going to happen, and it became apparent very quickly that it wasn't. So it was very surreal. I could hear Stompin' Tom Connors, from Portage and Maine, pounding up, and there was great anticipation and expectation, but it was obvious pretty early in that meeting it wasn't going to happen. Not a lot. I mean, I think the fact that we were working on the deal was not rumor, it was fact, but it took on some pretty crazy proportion. I mean, there were sightings of people being here that just never occurred, that had been going on for some time. There were not a lot of truth to a lot of the rumors. I don't know what they were really the result of, maybe wishful thinking, I'm not sure, but there was a lot more fiction than there was fact, for sure. So there was a lot of passion in our company about, hey, we're getting called up from the American League. Our organization's getting called up. We should take the name with us. So there was lots of robust discussion around that. There was another school of thought of doing something completely different, something new. It was a new team. It wasn't the old Jets. We couldn't get the record, so maybe we should just... And so we kicked around some other names and did some work on it and came up with some really cool logos, et cetera. But in the end, it just was there. It was like it just never... You could never really let it go. And when you felt the groundswell, as we did, it just didn't make sense to turn our back on it. And then when we found a way to, the term I used was sort of authenticate it and connect it to something in the city, then we really started to feel good about it, that we could take the old, make it new, and you put all those things together. That's how my brothers and I have tried to run the business, is just by his example. He's quiet. He's there for you when you have a question. He never sort of imposes his will or his opinion on you. He's just a very kind, thoughtful, smart guy. He just embodies so many wonderful qualities that you'd be a fool not to try and emulate it to some extent. He's just been a phenomenal example. This never would have happened if I hadn't had him as a mentor and as an example to follow.